This is The Real Estate Hustle, a podcast about everything to grow and improve your real estate career. Broadcasting on Facebook Live. Here are your hosts, Rick Robinson and Travis Greene.
Hey, Real Estate Hustlers, welcome to episode 8 of The Real Estate Hustle, where today we're talking all about tax tips for the year end. Mark is coming in with a lot of tips, so we're excited to have him here. Guys, if you're listening on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, on the podcast app, YouTube, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Those subscriptions to our channels mean a lot to us, helps us to grow our audience. So make sure you do that before you do anything else. So today, right here next to me, of course, is my partner in crime, Mr. Travis Greene. How's Travis doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Good. Good. And our studio is a little bit empty today. Greg Budiske, who always does our tech side, he is traveling to northern Idaho today. So we do feel the void, which is why I'm taking on his job today. But anyway, we hope Greg travels safe and has a great Thanksgiving. And we're excited to be here with our guest, Mr. Mark Kohler. And thanks for being here, Mark.
Oh, yeah, we're excited.
It's an honor. Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it. Before we introduce Mark, we are going to go right over to Travis. So without further ado...
All right, my turn. Well, hey
now
guys.
Your weekly real estate trivia.
Today, it's time for the real estate trivia. Today, our prize for winning is going to be the new Roku Express. Now, this thing's cool. It's 5 times more powerful than before. So lots of options here. You're going to be able to have tons of HD streaming right to your TV, and we're excited about it. So that's what we're giving away.
Okay, well, let's get to our trivia questions.
Right.
Guys, the rules for the game, you need to comment on the live stream. If multiple people get the questions right, we're going to take whoever was first. So Travis is going to get to our 3 questions. So make sure to comment what your answers are. Travis, take it away.
All right, so here we're going to jump right into it. Question number 1. Where are the headquarters for Zillow? Now, you're probably familiar with Zillow, the online home shopping internet website there. So where are the headquarters of Zillow? Question number 2. How many television commercials does the National Association of Realtors do each year? Okay. Question number 3. Now, this is always our oddball question here.
Yes, this is.
So here we go. These are always about one of us here in the studio. And so here's the question about Rick here.
If my wife is watching, she better answer this correctly.
That's right. So how did Rick propose to his wife? All right.
It was only 6 years ago. You should still remember.
That's right. Should still remember that. So where are the headquarters of Zillow? How many television commercials does the National Association of Realtors do each year? And how did Rick propose to his wife? So make sure you put the answers to those 3 questions in the comments. And the first people to get it right will receive a nice prize.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah, let's move it.
Okay, perfect. Well, we are excited to have Mark Kohler here in the studio with us. Guys, he's an attorney. He's a CPA. He is a best-selling author with a book he just came out with, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. Mm-hmm. He's an instructor. He's a national speaker and a very great friend of ours and a neighbor of mine.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
But he is the tax expert, the tax guru, and we're excited to get his take on a few things as far as tax for real estate agents and for people in sales careers. So, Mark, how are you doing today?
I am rocking. I'm so stoked to be here. I'm glad I'm with
You're
some
using your
professionals.
80s stoked. I was listening to your podcast, in fact, the other day, and you guys were using the whole 80s term of stoked.
Yeah, we have a required movie watching list to be a part of our podcast. It does include Fletch and all the 80s classics as well. But and I'm a Stranger Things fan, so awesome. I'm living my 80s. I'm reliving them.
Perfect.
Well, that's great. I don't remember much of my 80s, but you guys can relive them for me.
You were
How about
born
that?
in the
I was born in the 80s.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, hey, before we jump into our discussion today, just like always, guys, we ask every guest on our podcast, we ask them 3 questions. Now, I told Mark we're going to ask him 3 questions, but I told him we're not going to tell him what they are. So this is totally just ad lib, very candid. And Are you ready for these?
Okay.
Go
awesome. From my Zen moment. Okay.
Yeah,
give it to me.
Okay, here we go. All right. Question number 1. If you could go back and start your career over, what would you do different?
Okay. So since that is the word careers in that, I won't talk about non-career topics of, eating more healthy and quote a country song. What I probably would do different in my career is I would have bought more rental property. I would have kept more rental property rather than maybe flipping it or whatever. I would have been a stronger real estate investor.
Okay. Long term.
And that's no, I mean, I could have been on a dental association, podcast today, and I would have given that same answer. Thing. That is not being jaded towards you guys.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Cool. Thank you. Question number 2. What do you enjoy about your current career?
I enjoy talking to people around the country. I don't have any local clients per se. They're all around the country. I love helping people, and the mix of just meeting so many people trying to live their American dream around the country, and they come up and they tell me I've changed their life in some meaningful way, and that makes it all worth it.
That's awesome.
I agree. That is the key right there. That changing people's lives, helping them reach their goals. I love that.
Yeah, it's special. Makes it all worth it.
And you've got such a unique opportunity to touch so many people's lives just with what you do, with how often you travel, the different seminars you put on, and going to Hawaii and making that a tax write-off, which we all want to do.
Yeah. So that's right. It's true. Yeah. I'm going to put that on my list today. This is good. Okay.
Okay. All right. Last question. Here we go. If you had one choice and one chance to jump careers and do something totally different, doesn't matter how far-fetched it is, what would you do?
Well, jump careers in a legitimate way and keep it, not too off the wall. Seriously, I would probably start doing much more real estate. I love the real estate rehab process. I love to go to Home Depot with my truck and just hang out.
Oh boy!
Oh yeah. And so I'd start flipping more real estate. We've got one project underway right now. I'm working on with my son.
Awesome.
And if I could get out of the office and be more in jeans and in a truck, loading up supplies and working on a house, I'd probably do more of that.
Awesome. Okay. It's always fun to hear everybody's different answers. And thank you, Mark, for answering those questions.
Now, I got a question. Didn't you recently say it's your birthday?
You say it's your birthday.
Yeah. Okay. Get down.
Still stuck
16
in the 80s.
candles. Thank you. Another 80s quote. Sorry, got to throw down a little Michael Anthony Hall. Yes, it was yesterday. Was
okay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
35 again.
Yeah. Many people say I look like a millennial. So
yes, you
it's true.
We love our millennials, right?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, Mark, thanks again for being here. First things first, before we go into the tax legal tips, everything we're going to talk about today, let's first talk about your book that just came out. It's called The Business Owner's Guide to Financial Freedom, What Wall Street is Not Telling You. Guys, this is an awesome book. So the unique thing about Mark, there's so many people out there that'll tell you how to make money, how to fill your pockets with money, how to load your bank account up. Mark's approach is a little bit different. He talks a lot about how to keep your money, how it doesn't all go flowing out of your bank, and how to hold on to your assets, how to value your assets. And you guys, this book, any real estate agent, anybody in a sales career, really anybody who is self-employed needs to grab this book. Let's first start out by talking about this book, Mark.
Okay.
What was your whole inspiration behind, and you've written multiple books, Lawyers Are Liars, a lot of, I love your titles, by the way.
Oh,
you always have the most genius titles for your books. Like, I have to have that book.
Well, thank you so much. Well, this particular book, what inspired me is, I've written about the tax topics, the legal topics, but what happens in consultations with clients is we start talking about their plan. What's your plan? Everybody's got to have a plan.
Right.
And so I start talking about their financial future, and which their 3, 5, 10-year plan. And a lot of people are like, well, Mark, I'm just here to set up an LLC or an S Corp or my trust. What are you talking about? And a lot of people immediately, their guard goes down. We start talking about deep, meaningful things about their future and their financial plans and that freedom they're starving for. Many of you watching and listening today, you know what I'm talking about as an entrepreneur. You want to get to this point where you have that flexibility, but not that stress and that fear.
Right.
So I'm a huge fan of Dave Ramsey.
Sure. Yeah, we are too.
Yeah. I've done my Financial Peace University, and I like Tony Robbins' new book. But both of them left me kind of hanging at the end. Once you get out of debt, once you pay off your home, that's kind of the Dave Ramsey mantra. What do you do next?
Yeah. Then what? Right.
Yeah. Then what? And as a small business owner, I'm sure many of your viewers ask, well, what should I reinvest all the profits in my business? Should I deploy them in different ways? What does my financial path look like? And this was the inspiration of the whole book that came to me. I remember where I was sitting when it came. There's a diagram in the book of a landscape and a path going through it. And we ask our readers, what is your path? What is your path to financial freedom? And everybody's path is different. It may include a vacation home. It may include funding a 401k, college savings, an IRA, a rental property, a multi-unit. Who knows?
Right.
And so everybody has a different path. So the book takes you through this. And I really want you to think about what your path is and what those options are and what Wall Street isn't telling you. Wall Street wants you to just do 2 or 3 specific things.
Right.
Fund a retirement account, buy insurance, the end. And they're captive to their broker dealer. I want people to have the flexibility to do all sorts of things.
That's perfect.
So
Sorry, that was a mouthful.
Totally different approach. Guys, make sure we actually have a scheduled post going up at 4:04 p.m. on the Real Estate Hustle with a link to this book on Amazon. I believe it's still discounted right now.
Yeah.
And normally $20, I believe. Yeah, and I think it's still on sale on Amazon for $13 and some change.
Yep.
$10 for Kindle. So if you guys want to buy that book, make sure you pick up a copy of it. He gives you financial plans, how to manage your debt, optimizing what you have, and so many more things. Great read. We highly recommend that. So, but let's get into our topic today, Mark. We briefly went over with Mark kind of a list of questions that we had, but he's going to kind of stick to one because he's got a bunch of tips. For anybody who's self-employed, anybody who's especially real estate agents, which is the majority of our audience, also have many people in different sales careers. But so let's chat real quick. The end of the year is coming up, right? There's some certain deadlines coming up, right?
You bet. And I've got 8 to be great.
Oh, 8 to be great.
To be great. And since
these are things you got to know now because it's going to expire. This is something you have to jump on quick.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of year-end tax tips that a lot of people think, oh, I'll just do it in April.
Right.
And no way.
Too late.
These are absolutely critical. And all 8 of these apply to the real estate professional.
Awesome.
Whether you're rehabbing, fixing and flipping, a broker, an agent, any entrepreneur out there doing online sales, internet marketing, consulting, these 8 to be great. And it is your episode 8.
It is episode 8.
Yeah, it is.
Boom.
It is. Here it is.
Look at that. What's an 80? Is that another 80s term?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's okay.
Okay, so let's go through these 8, and I'll just mention them. Maybe you have a follow-up question or comment because I know that you'd be impressed again about these guys. They're when I started sharing some of my tips, they're like, we're already doing that. I was like, man, you guys are good. I love it. Okay, well, number 1 is the S Corp strategy. Okay. If I only get a short presentation in front of a real estate crowd, and especially real estate professionals, if you're creating ordinary income, and our threshold is about $30,000 to $40,000. So if you're going to generate 30 to 40 grand next year in 2018, you've got to get your S Corp set up before January 1st. You don't want to set it up in mid-February or March. You're already missed a month and a half, 2 months. It makes for a screwy tax reporting year. So you want to be proactive. So any of you out there that are doing real estate, maybe you've had a good 2017. You're thinking, okay, I'm turning the corner. I got plans for 2018. I want you to be getting the filing for that done in mid-December. So it's effective January 1st, not December 15th. And then you're going to go on some website called LegalZoom. And just
we won't talk about that.
And you're going to click a button and screw it up.
Right.
We've got very affordable rates at our law firms, helping clients nationwide, where you get some time with an attorney. You get the timing just right, very affordable. We even have a LegalZoom equivalent pricing package. So
awesome.
But anyway, so the point number 1. Now, I know some of you already have S corporations. We're going to come to tip 2. But tip 1 is anybody that's expecting to make more than 30 to 40 grand next year in ordinary operations, get your S corp set up by January 1st.
Awesome. Okay. Check.
Okay, got that.
Okay,
we're done.
Number 2. Now, for those of you that already have S corporations,
this one's for us.
Yes, this is for you because you've got to get your payroll determination figured before December 31st or January 15th because you've got to issue yourself a W-2. Now, for those of you that are like, why is he talking about this? Guys, this is one of the main themes of the Senate and House GOP bill is how they're trying to affect flow-through taxation. This is a major strategy for any entrepreneur or real estate professional. So the S corporation, the trick of it is you're bifurcating your income. You're taking part as salary, part as flow-through dividend, which escapes corporate tax, Obamacare, and FICA. So you really love that S corp play. Right. But the payroll has to be figured out and determined by the end of the year. And your W-2 is going to get issued. You need to make sure that your health insurance premiums that you're paying out of your S corp are indicated on the W-2, or you do not get the write-off.
Yeah, we need that with the price of healthcare these days.
It's brutal. And I'm going to throw in step 2 is also determining if you're going to put your spouse on payroll. which will lead us. We're going to talk about the solo 401k deadline here too. Now, I normally do not put a spouse on payroll unless I'm going to fund that spouse's 401k.
Okay.
So many people don't think I have. In fact, in my new book, I have a chapter on Social Security planning. A lot of people think, oh, I got to put my spouse on payroll because I want to build his or her Social Security calculation. Wrong. There's this non-working spouse benefit for Social Security is greater than even putting your spouse on payroll for 5 years.
Wow.
So you want to be aware of some of this. So don't just blindly put your spouse on payroll. Make sure your payroll figures right. And this is where I have the Kohler payroll matrix.
Oh, nice.
I like this.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
So final point is get on YouTube. Just type Kohler payroll matrix. You'll see a YouTube video. I go through how to find the perfect payroll. If you're netting $100,000 in your business, your payroll shouldn't be more than 36 grand. And a lot of accountants out there have their clients paying way too much in payroll. So that's tip 2.
Okay.
Get your
I love that.
dialed in.
Perfect.
Kohler payroll matrix. Okay, folks, be writing these down. They're important. Number 3, you brought up healthcare, just the cost of it. Brutal. So I've got 2 healthcare strategies.
Okay.
Now, one of the deadlines is right now. Enrollment period is right now, November 1st to December 15th. People, you got 3 weeks to get your healthcare plan in place, or else you're going to face the mandatory penalty unless the Republicans are able to repeal it, which I doubt.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a long shot.
That's a long shot. So, folks, if you don't have your health insurance for January 1st, 2018 in place by December 15th, you're going to have this penalty. So you want to deal with that deadline. But I'd like anyone out there that's healthy. Now, I have a healthy strategy and an unhealthy strategy.
Okay. Great.
So the healthy strategy is make sure you choose an HSA qualifying plan.
Right.
Okay.
So your deadline is in the next 3 weeks
Right.
to choose the right plan to start by January 1st. And the health savings account is an account. It's like a supercharged Roth IRA for healthcare. You get a tax deduction to put the money in on the front page of your return. That's not even an itemized deduction. The GOP is not gutting this.
Wow.
Very powerful. So you get a deduction on the front of your return. It grows tax-free. It comes out tax-free at any age for healthcare. But you have to have a high deductible plan by December 15th, effective January 1st.
Wow.
Perfect.
Is this
That's a little bit of pressure, guys?
Yeah, this is a poignant webinar. And I want to, again, applaud you guys for having me on with such important timing for your followers.
That's great.
Now, on this note, what is cool about HSAs, because I eat, breathe, and sleep real estate as well.
That's right.
In your HSA, you can also self-direct that, like an IRA or 401k.
Awesome.
My HSA for the last 7 years has owned the cutest little meth lab rental property in South Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah, it's adorable. They just pay cash every week. It's amazing. So it's a little Section 8 rental in South Chicago.
Right.
It is cash flow to $200 to $300 a month for 7 years, owned by my HSA.
Wow.
It has paid for all my kids' orthodontics, all the dental, all the braces. So your rental property that you can invest inside an HSA, all the distributions are tax-free.
Wow.
It's been paying for my family, my kids' healthcare for the last 7 years.
Oh, that's killer.
Is that crazy?
That is killer.
If you want to email me, I can give you an HSA custodian that allows for an HSA that's self-directed.
Wow.
Chase, B of A, they're not going to have an HSA that allows self-directing.
This is why we love Mark. Mark is so creative in how to figure these things out. I mean, that's something I would have never thought of in a million years.
Yeah, it's cool.
I love that.
Definitely out of the box, but within the parameters. I mean, he's very ethical, upfront, honest, all of that, just simply different and unique, and gets those nooks and crannies that no one else knows how to find.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And we could each, just in summary, you may say, well, my HSA doesn't have enough money. Well, Travis could open an HSA in January for $6,000, married family,
right?
$6,000. Myself, I could fund mine in January for $6,000. We now have $18,000 to use as a down payment on a $50,000 to $75,000 little single family home rental in a lower priced market.
Right.
And all the cash flow is split 3 ways into our 3 HSAs. And if we sell the property, tax free into our HSAs.
Look at that.
So you can pool your HSAs with others in an LLC.
So you're not dealing with capital gains when you sell it. It just goes right into your HSA.
HSA?
That's
your
awesome.
Life. If you don't use it for healthcare, it goes into your IRA. If
That's
you die,
cool.
That's nice.
It goes to your spouse's HSA when you die. Never taxed. Ever.
Wow.
Ever.
That's
okay.
Cool. Okay. I like that one.
We're only on number 3. You guys buckling up?
We're good. We got 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I got to go fast. Okay. Now for the unhealthy plan.
Okay.
Again, another major deadline by December 31st. It's called the Health Reimbursement Arrangement.
Okay.
Now this is not a use it or lose it plan. This is a reimbursement arrangement where you can hire your spouse or yourself with the right structure to have all of your health care paid for. Under Obamacare, it's a $10,000 limit, which is fine, but you can write off an extra $10,000 on top of an HSA for any out-of-pocket medical. But you have to have a plan. It's an HRA plan document.
Okay.
And it needs to be signed, sealed, and delivered before the end of the year. And I give that document to you, which you might end up with a date somewhere near the January of 2017.
Okay.
And then you have to do your healthcare reimbursement before the end of year. If you don't do the reimbursement, you don't get the write-off.
Okay.
So that's for anybody out there with large medical. Yeah. Anything with large medical, Google my name, email me, let me know, and we can help you with an HRA plan.
Yeah. And do you want us to put your contact info in the comments?
Yeah.
All right, we'll make sure to do that.
In there. Okay. Anybody that needs to.
Mark J Kohler, we'll put it in there.
Yeah, if you want, again, YouTube, I have a strong YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right.
I do videos every week. Just type Mark Kohler HRA. You watch a video on it.
Perfect. In fact, our YouTube channel is linked to his. So if you go on our YouTube channel, it's one of our suggested channels.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. Okay, number 5, big one.
Okay.
If you're going to pay your children, you have to actually process that before the end of year.
Okay.
Now, I've got videos on YouTube again of under age 18 children, over age 18 children.
Because you have all your kids on salary, don't you?
All my kids are on salary. I put them on salary around age 6.
Okay.
They can start paper shredding, cleaning the office, polishing shell casings with their fingers.
Sure, absolutely.
Making tennis shoes for Nike in a cold, dark room with the light on them. It's powerful. So you want to make sure that you have your kids on payroll. Now, I do not issue W-2s or 1099s to kids under age 18. Don't just rush out and slap them on W-2 because Mark Kohler said so.
Right.
You've got to make sure you follow the right procedure. Kids need to have their own bank accounts. Kids over age 18, I do issue 1099s.
Okay.
But we're building them credit. They're able to buy their first rental property by age 21.
Awesome.
And they have a tax return that they built since age 18. So,
killer.
So powerful.
I love that.
But paying your kids, it has to. You can't say in March, "I paid my kids." You have to actually do it.
You have to actually do it.
So, yeah.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Number 7, Roth conversions. Now, we love the Roth strategy. I have clients that have over $5 million in their Roth.
Wow.
All through real estate.
Wow.
Doing wholesales, rehabs, commercial development inside a Roth IRA. This is the Mitt Romney strategy, who has over $25 million in his IRA. You can self-direct your IRA and do real estate. But if you want to convert any of your traditional IRA or 401k into a Roth, you have to do it by December 31st. Now, the current rule is it allows for a recharacterization. So if you get into the middle of next year and go, I can't afford the tax on that conversion, you can undo it. Now, under the GOP, House, and Senate bill, they are getting away of the recharacterization. They think it's being abused. We don't know if that'll stick when they get into the reconciliation in the final bill. But Roth conversions, we call it chunking. Just grab 10 grand. Take 10 grand, convert it to a Roth. Pay the tax on it. Just do little chunks. And pretty soon, 5 to 10 years from now, you're going to have $500,000 sitting in your Roth because you're going to self-direct it and you're going to convert.
Right.
So Roth conversions.
Okay. Great.
Due by December 31st. 2 more.
Okay, we're doing great. Yeah, we got 7 minutes.
If anybody falls asleep driving down the road, careening off the because we're talking taxes, I am not liable. It's their fault.
That's right.
That's right.
Us.
Okay. Okay. Number 9, the 401k.
Oh boy,
perfect.
Big one.
Very powerful strategy for any real estate professional. Because if any of you made maybe $100,000 to $200,000 this year, a $5,000 IRA contribution just ain't going to cut it.
Right.
We need some more love. So with a 401k, we can put up to $50,000 per spouse into a 401k. Now there's a sweet spot. I never recommend 50 grand. I want to get the payroll just right, which we talked about in tip note there too.
Right.
I want to get the payroll just right and then fund the 401k. Now you can have a solo 401k that have to be set up by the end of December.
Okay.
We have a special in the month of November. We're doing it right now, $200 off. It says solo 401k. You're the trustee. You're the custodian. No broker agent fees out of Wall Street.
Wow.
It's your 401k and you can self-direct it.
That's significant.
Huge.
Yeah.
So again, in the contact information, let me know if you're interested in a 401k. But here's what's cool. A quick example. If I put my spouse, Jennifer, on payroll, I'm not going to put her on payroll for 30 or 40 grand. I might put her on payroll for 20, which allows her to do a contribution of up to 18.5 into her 401k and then a 25% match. So her W-2 ends up being 0.
Interesting.
She ends up with 20 grand in her 401k plus 5 in a match. And I got a $25,000 write-off with a 0 W-2 into my wife.
Wow.
So I just carved off another 25 grand in my S Corp as a write-off.
Wow.
And now that's in a 401k, which I can partner with your HSAs to go buy another rental.
Isn't that crazy?
All the lines are coming together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
And a river runs through it. Brad Pitt. Ladies, pay attention. I just said Brad Pitt.
I remember that show.
Okay, yeah, it's good. Okay, the final one is, and this is one everybody can use. I wanted to finish with a good one.
Okay.
Good.
Number 10 is make sure you write off your turkey dinner. I want you writing off your vacation travel during the holidays, which means I want everybody to have their own personal board of directors.
Okay.
If you're a real estate professional, you're either going to have an LLC or an S corporation. We call it. We create a board of advisors in your operating agreement or board of directors in your bylaws. That board is who you're going to have a meeting on Thursday with to talk about your plans for 2018.
Got
You're
it.
going to have a business conference. You're going to take notes, eat a little bit of turkey,
That's
maybe.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe take a nap.
Yep. And then write off that entire meal, maybe some travel, some hotel, some air, because you're going to have a board of directors meeting. This is legit. This is very important. And it's a key. Chapter 6 of my book is talking about building your team. As entrepreneurs, we can be very lonely.
Yeah.
It can be hard. Maybe even your family is not a huge support. Many people out there struggle to just find any support.
Yeah.
I want you to build that network around you. And during the holidays, travel, take the travel deduction, which is 100%, 50% on dining. Company parties are 100% write-off. I really want to take advantage of those travel and holiday deductions.
Yeah.
Number 10.
Amazing. Perfect.
Wow.
Perfect.
Woo.
Good stuff.
And you got through
that was
them
a
all.
marathon.
Hey,
Get the book.
you did
I
it.
can't do it.
Get
You
the
left me
book.
hanging.
Yes. Get the book.
There
Mark
we go.
J Kohler, Financial Freedom. What a great amount of tips there. We really appreciate that. Boy, you really need to tie into this guy. Financial Freedom, Mark J Kohler. What a great book that is, and great tips for all of us.
And guys, we'll make
Yeah.
sure to summarize those. The what do we call them? The Great 8.
6, 7. It was 8, and I kept saying number 10 because I was thinking
That's
I was
okay,
going
but
to
it's
10.
cool.
But it was worth a
Sorry
10.
about that.
It was
There was
worth a
only
10.
8.
It was
There was
rated as 10.
It was worth a 10.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, we will summarize those points. We'll put them on the Hustle Guys, so you can
Yeah.
you can go back and look at that summary. Mark, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
today.
for having me.
That was
Yes.
killer, guys. If you're
Yes.
looking for someone just for creative, out of the box but legal ways to do
That's
be
right.
creative with your taxes and your wealth and everything you guys have, this is the guy. We're going to put his contact information on our page. And just wow, thank you again for being here, Mark. It really means a lot. Make sure to visit his YouTube channel, guys. He has a ton of videos.
Oh, there's a wealth of information on there.
He does the live stream for entrepreneur.com. So make sure to jump on Entrepreneur, their Facebook page, watch his live streams every week. He is their man for that. And yeah, so I think it's time real quick before we end. We got to reveal our answers.
What is it? Let's
Okay.
do them.
Okay. All right, guys. So again, we're playing for the Roku Express, I believe is what it's called. And we had those 3 questions. So where are the headquarters for Zillow? We have mixed feelings about them anyway. So we may say where they are, we may not. How many television commercials does NAR do a year? And then how did I propose to my wife? So do you guys have guesses first? Do you guys know where Zillow is located? Any idea?
No.
I had no idea.
No. I don't
Seattle,
even know if I know.
Washington.
Perfect.
They're out of Seattle.
Okay.
Okay. How many television commercials does NAR do? Any guesses?
2.
Feels like it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say a lot because I see local realtors, but that's probably paid for by the NAR. I'm
Right.
not sure.
So NAR as a whole, they do 2,000 television commercials per year is what their budget is. So
Okay.
and 5,000 radio ads, just in case you're curious. And then how did I propose to my wife? In an airplane. I'll put a link to our video.
He
It's
did.
pretty cool. Yeah, we filmed
He
the
did.
whole
That's,
thing.
that was my guess.
What was it really? I didn't.
No.
You're the winner. Awesome. We'll go
Yeah.
through the comments. We'll determine who the winner is. We'll get in contact with you guys, get your shipping information, and we will get that out to you guys today.
Be awesome. Yes.
But Mark, do you have any parting words for people before we go?
Keep living the dream. Don't give up. We're out there just like you trying to make it happen. And if you ever feel picked on or the world's crashing down on you, we all feel that way. So don't give up. Give these guys a call. Get in touch with your realtor. They'll build you up. They're always happy. They're always positive.
That's right.
It's weird. Something in the water over here.
That's right.
There is.
Awesome. Well,
Yes.
thanks again, guys. Thanks to all the real estate hustlers watching. Make sure to join us every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the live stream of our podcast. It's also going to be in iTunes and Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, all these different platforms. So again, make sure to hit that subscribe button when you're in there. And we're all going to be here growing our careers together. And we're excited to have all the tax advice that we received from Mark
Great.
today. Make sure to pick up a copy of his book. Again, watch for our post at 4:04 p.m. because that's when our link to his book comes up. And make sure to jump on Amazon and purchase that book. So we'll be back again next Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
That's right.
We hope everybody has a fantastic Thanksgiving. Make sure to write it off. Meet with your board of directors. Enjoy a meal together. together and make that a tax write-off for this year. I love that idea.
Love it.
That's the
great
coolest
idea.
Thanks.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Thanks for having me. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you bet. Guys, your break is over. Let's get back to work. Keep on hustling. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks a lot.